Hey everybody, welcome to the Relation Rouge Men channel. Today, we want to talk about make your online dating success. Make sure to watch until the end, because it's one of the most amazing hacks you have ever seen. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss more videos and much more. According to the outcomes of the research study, the couples who were satisfied after a quick online interaction was most likely to be effective in beginning a relationship. The topics reported that they felt excellent about their potential customers in regards to how they interacted. They revealed favorable responses towards relational messages like intimacy, composure, informality, and social orientation. To streamline, it implies that the topics who fulfilled earlier felt more at ease with one another. Among the most important concerns online daters ask themselves is this: when should I satisfy this guy or girl personally? Thankfully, we have the responses. It's tough to assess whether it's safe to fulfill somebody you experienced online, specifically now that social networks making it simple to phony identities, resumes, and even the lives that individuals live. This might be a non-issue for online daters. Nevertheless, you have currently explored the unidentified. Even if you do not understand who your online love is, there's a great deal of proof recommending that being familiar with them face-to-face produces a much better evaluation of whether you're the best suitable for each other. When precisely is the finest time to fulfill your online date? The concept is that couples might be following various patterns in regards to choosing when to satisfy their partner when they need to be thinking about the value of time and how it impacts the relationship in the long run. A lot of researchers chose to study the development of these relationships by taking a look at how long it took couples to fulfill in reality. They could not localize what occurred throughout the encounters. They chose that the timeframe may be simply as exposing. That is why, before you choose to meddle in online dating, you require to make certain that you have covered all your bases, which you are as safe as you can be in a world where serial killers exist. Make certain your GPS is on, which you provide a pal bi-hourly updates throughout the date. When should you satisfy your online date in reality? Make your online dating success. Now that we have covered the extremely minimal essentials of remaining safe, it's time to learn when you need to fulfill your date to get the most out of your connection. Why is it much better to fulfill earlier? That's not to state that online dating does not work, it's simply a various game. You have the very same gamers, however, the guidelines are fine-tuned to accommodate the fast speed in which a couple is familiar with each other. This is why conference personally earlier, instead of later on, is an excellent concept. You do not need to depend on what they put out on social networks, because 90% of the time, it's a lie. A well-intentioned lie, to be sure, however, a lie. Why you should not wait too long to satisfy your online date. The outcomes bode well for possible relationships, because the topics prospered in experiencing the regular subtleties of how relationships play out when they begin in reality. By picking to present yourself online, you are offering individuals access to your social network profiles like Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. It's a program of great faith to share your online life with a stranger. However, that very same online life is simple to produce. What if you're not prepared to satisfy somebody? Why would it be destructive to your future relationship? There requires to be a distance to start a band. As significant as you are through text, absolutely nothing beats real-time discussions. You respond right away when confronted with a concern, and even if you do not, there's no chance to get away from the discussion without appearing like an asshole in a dining establishment. When you do not go out with your online date as quickly as possible, many things may alter the method you feel about each other. Misplaced punctuation, a tagged image of an ex, or perhaps a lost social network tirade that was published years ago can all adversely affect how you view your potential partner. Confess, all of us go 5 years back when we get somebody's social network's link. And, since our social network stalking propensities, we begin to evaluate individuals by what they have stated online, instead of who they remain in reality. There is a huge distinction between how we act online rather than how we respond offline. It's more genuine. It's more truthful. It's more dependable. You can't determine an individual's sensations through text alone. Even if you utilize video calls, you will not see the subtleties of in-person responses. There's likewise the element of how we work as organisms. If you lengthen the inescapable in-person date, you're subjecting yourself to more chances to study your potential date in a light that's not appropriate for brand new relationships. You will wind up evaluating an individual based upon their online history, instead of considering their character in an individual setting. What occurs when you do not go out with your date right away? 1. The result of the research study does not provide much in regards to particular timelines. However, we can offer you a list of aspects to think about when choosing when to ask your online date out. 2. The regrettable truth is, you have currently prejudged this individual based upon what they have specified online. Without the essential responses from their end, it might wind up being an unfavorable evaluation of the individual as a whole. 3. Do they exist? Not everybody has an online existence. However, when it pertains to online dating, you need to make certain that your date is simple to discover. They may be lying. However, it's simple to examine whether they have existed enough time in the online world to confirm their claims. For security factors, it's finest that you do not go out with any person who does not provide their social network links, or if you can't Google their name and work environment. 4. Trust your feeling. The majority of the time, your impulses will inform you if you're making the ideal choice. No, you do not have evidence of any misbehavior. However, you'll never get any at this moment. The finest thing you can do is follow your feeling, hope you made the ideal option, and never look back. Online dating is challenging. There are sufficient research studies on the subject to offer you a concept of what is finest. There are no precise time frames researchers found. The majority of research studies show that the quantity of time in between online conference and in-person conference is a sign of relationship success. Stop dragging your feet and get to whining and dining your online capture. Anyone can be guilty of this. However, that simply goes to reveal that speaking with an individual while checking out their eyes, observing the method they move, and how your own body responds to them is a much better measuring tool than going through a comprehensive survey on their dating profile. How do you choose when to lastly ask an individual out? 1. Background checks. We know that not all of you have abilities that would put the FBI and CIA to embarrassment. However, you can still count on social networks profiles to evaluate whether an individual is informing the fact. Simply cross-reference the truths they have used throughout your discussions with their social networks profiles. If your impulses still inform you that something's fishy, leave it there quick. 2. Ask your typical good friends if there are any if they can attest to this individual. You can likewise ask good friends or buddies, so you can get a much better concept of whether you can trust this individual. Do not stress over individuals believing you're a stalker. It's much better to be safe and educated than to wind up with an asshole, or even worse. When we depend on an individual's online info, we begin to fill the blanks utilizing social networks instead of real-life interaction. While you continue to lengthen the unavoidable minute when you're expected to satisfy, you have gotten to particular conclusions that might or might not hold. We hope you enjoyed this video, and also we prepared a course with excellent content relevant to the relationship that will guarantee your success, and we put the link in the description. If you like to prepare it, which we strongly recommend, you can use the link in the description below to buy this great course and succeed in your relationship. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and like our video to support us, and turn on notifications so you don't miss more videos. See you at the next video.